Hey, cousins. So, just a reminder, like, as you're going along this journey, people that benefited from you being, as you learn to regulate your nervous system, as you learn to regulate yourself in situations where you used to show up in a different space and a different person, now you're able to attune to yourself. People are not going to be able to meet you where you're at. I know that it's highly disappointing because your expectations are of what you would hope the situation would be is not how it is, but it's also radical acceptance. Radical acceptance of the things that you cannot change, radical acceptance of the people that you cannot change, radical acceptance of the environments in which you're in, and having to accept and innately come to terms with that. As you continue to evolve and ascend on this journey, it is really important that you continue to attune to yourself and do the things that make you truly happy. You're going to meet different aspects of yourself, and it's going to be joyful and glorious. And there's going to be parts of you that you meet where you're like, wow, I didn't know that exists. And that comes with you going to different spaces, different environments, and putting yourself in situations that you may or may not have done before prior to this. It's the brain taking in all of this stuff. It's the body craving all of this stuff. It's the love that exudes from you. It's also and can be very uncomfortable during the process because as you're growing and ascending, you're having to expand and contract. And as you're doing that, you're attracting all of this wonderful input. It could be very overwhelming to the system. I do have a short story. When I met the 1%, and I call them the 1%, I was like, what the hell is happening right now? How is it that everybody in this circle is actually truly genuine and kind and giving and have had what I deemed as the perfect life? Not because they had money, not because they had everything, because they had empathy and they were compassionate and they could hear and see me. Because they could hear and see me, it put me into a freeze. I had not been used to being seen in that light. Although I had been craving it my whole entire life, it was not until that point that I was able to be seen, and it was mortifying. And let me tell you, this group of individuals, they they were just kind of like, what do you want to do? And I was like, just, blurting out all the things that I wanted to do. And they were like, cool, we're going to do it next week. I was like, excuse me? What? I have to save my pennies. Like, I'm not even ready for this. They stood on business. Okay. And they were moving mountains and planets. And I was used to people moving coins and things, not to demean anybody, but like that's just the world that I kind of like jumped into, like a completely